Hi everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to today's presentation. So today's presentation is about shanking to ranking. So I have a lot of students who play and a lot of players that you yourselves know about who, when the situation gets tight, we're talking specifically now about match play, where you get into these situations where you feel as though you should win the point, and instead of hitting a clear shot, what ends up happening is you end up making a mistake. In other words, you shank. So you have a complete open space, and then we get into a situation where we make this mistake. So I'm going to get to that part in just 1 second, but I'm going to give you an idea or a situation for you to think about. So most sports that we participate in, especially in this case we're talking about tennis, it's a game of catching and throwing. So at the most basic level, all we are doing when we play tennis is we're playing a game of catch. So with that in mind, most of us don't think about that these are two events, but in many cases they ends up looking at one. So in terms of what we have to do, I want you to think of somebody playing baseball in the outfield or something like that, where you see a distinct catching action followed by a distinct throwing action. Okay? So what do I mean by that? So somebody hits the ball in baseball, the player runs, catches the ball. So the first part that I'm going to do in this situation is I'm going to move my feet to catch the ball. Once I catch my ball, and this is something that you're going to see specifically in baseball from the outfield, I'm going to then throw the ball. Okay, so I move my feet to get to the ball to catch it. Once I catch it, I just don't stop. I take a couple of steps, and then I lunge and I throw the ball. So that's actually two types of actions and movements. So the first action is I run to the ball. Once I get to the ball, I have to move my feet, get in the right position to give myself the best opportunity to propel the ball as far as I can. So most of the throwing sports that we do, or if we just focus on just the throwing part, is I get something, I'm a quarterback, the ball comes, I catches it, I move my feet to get into the right spot, and then I throw it. So in this case in football, part of the reason that I'm moving my feet is to avoid getting tackled, but I have people in front of me tackling, so I am moving my feet to get into the right position to give me the best opportunity to throw the ball properly. So to throw the ball properly, I've talked about that in other videos and in other presentations. We want to make sure we throw the ball properly using proper mechanics, lunging, twisting, pulling, pushing, and so on. So we want to make sure that we're in the best position. So when we're throwing a ball, I get it, I get my opportunity to get in the right spot. I don't reach for the ball here, because this is going to make it so that I am not going to hit my target, hit my spot. So I'm throwing to hit a spot. So I move my feet into the right spot, feel comfortable, feel good, feel as though I can hit the target and hurt the target, then I throw the ball. The same thing actually happens when we play tennis, but it's two steps. So the first thing is somebody hits the ball over there, I run to the ball to try to catch it. Once I get close enough, then I switch from running to the catching part, I switch to now the throwing part. I move my feet, line up, give myself the best opportunity to hit the ball. Now, this doesn't happen all the time, but we need to really think about the fact that we really have to think about the throwing part in the footwork, okay? So in some of my videos, I talk about controlling the hub, balls that are right around you. In this situation, I don't really have to run that far to get to the ball, but I need to line my feet up to give myself the best chance to hit the ball. So I can't be lazy here. I can't, if I'm too far, I'm not going to hit the ball correctly. I'm not going to be able to rotate properly. I'm going to get injured, etc. But I need to make sure that I think about lining myself up to throw the ball. Remember this, we're all designed to throw the ball properly. The more you practice throwing and throwing correctly, the more you're going to be in the right spot. You'll find the right distance, your steps and everything will be in the proper position, which would limit your chances of making a mistake. In other words, shanking the ball. So thank you very much for tuning into this presentation. This is a small but important thing on working to make sure that we are not shanking, but actually doing things to improve our ranking, okay? So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this, this presentation, and good luck out there.
This video was an ADCI LLC production and was filmed at the North Pinellas YMCA located in Palm Harbor, Florida.